Dr. Rob is here from the Big Sky Pet Center, and you brought two little pals along with. Who are these guys?
This is Thelma and Louise.
And they're about to take a jump,
Yep,
just like
just
Thelma and
like the
Louise.
movie here, if they're not careful.
And they're for adoption, right?
They are. They're going to be ready here in a couple weeks, we think. They came to us last week. We felt they're a little too young to leave yet.
Yeah,
Come
so you're
here,
raising
Thelma.
them, and of course, because you have little kittens on set today, we are talking about cats, and more specifically, what is it that makes a cat vomit?
Boy, I tell you what, it seems like you can look at a cat and they will vomit, and it's probably one of the most common thing that cats do, it seems like. And there are some very, very simple reasons, and probably a lot of us can relate to eating too fast is one of them, eating too much, and you definitely times can make yourself sick doing that, and cats are kind of notorious for that. Adverse reactions to the food itself, and then then we start getting into more of the chronic bad diseases like kidney problems, diabetes, pancreatitis, some of the big major issues.
And how do you tell when it gets to something that's serious?
Exactly, and I forgot to mention hairballs, which is extremely common.
Yeah.
These kitties groom themselves all the time, and that hair does not digest, and so that has to come out one way or the other, and vomiting is very common. So using laxatives and things like that, specially made for cats, is important. But as far as how frequent, we usually, if they would vomit and then go on to eat and have normal bowel movements, we're probably not going to be too worried about that. I would be worried if a kitty was vomiting more than a couple times a week, especially if it was a shorter haired cat. Long haired cats they ingest so much hair.
They have a lot of hair,
Yep.
a lot of hair to groom.
Exactly.
Well, you said eating too fast, eating too much. First, I didn't realize I was a cat. And second, if that's the case, is there anything we can do to change their behavior, or is it just something they outgrow?
No, I think we probably need to limit the amount of food they get, especially our domesticated cats. If we're talking about kitties that are out in the wild, they're going to spend all day hunting, catching their food, and then ingesting it. For our domesticated cats, there's not a lot of hunting involved. We put the food out. A lot of times they can eat whenever they want, however much they can possibly ingest. And so putting small amounts out and frequent, and then giving them something to do to make it feel like they're hunting and doing things is important.
All right. Well, Dr. Rob, thank you so much for all of the helpful information this morning, and thank you so much for bringing these guys on to the side.
If they want to adopt kittens, how can they do it?
They can either give us a call directly at the office, get on our webpage, or visit us on Facebook.
All right. Well, thank you
Come
so
back.
much.
Don't you go crazy here.
All right. We'll be back after this break.